If you've ever had food poisoning, you know the drill. 24 to 48 hours of misery. You're drinking lots of water, maybe just eating crackers or not eating at all, laying in bed, letting things pass, and then you're back up on your feet. About a month ago, when I started feeling sick, I assumed that it was just like a 24-hour stomach bug. My husband actually started having symptoms before me, and he was going to the bathroom the day before. But then the next day, I was going to the bathroom 30 times. The day after that, I was still going to the bathroom 30 times. The day after that, I was still going to the bathroom 30 times. And it was to the point where I was basically eating nothing. And then I started noticing anytime I try to eat anything, it would come straight out, but it wouldn't be like solid or even like loose stools. It'd be almost powdery and like disintegrated powder just coming out of me. I went through different phases of colors and it was just craziness. This timing sucked because I was also going through my frozen embryo transfer and it failed. And then we came to find out that I didn't have normal food poisoning. It was cyclosporiasis. So in today's video, I'm just gonna share everything, like what happened during that time, how I caught it, what I think it was, and also what precautions I'm taking, because I have completely changed the way I eat, the way I shop, the food purchases I make, and what I even eat out at restaurants. I don't ever want this to happen ever again. So here's the wild thing about Cyclospora. Okay, let's back up a little bit. So Cyclospora is a parasite bug, and this causes an infection called Cyclosporiasis. Unlike regular bacteria like Salmonella or E. coli, which usually hits you within hours or a couple days, Cyclospora takes time. And the incubation period is anywhere from like 1 or 2 weeks. So it's really hard to zone in and be like, this was the cause of it, because you eat a lot of different things within the 1 to 2 weeks. So by the time you're doubling over with stomach cramps, you have to try and remember every veggie and fruit you ate within the past like 10 days. Most Cyclospora outbreaks in the US stem from imported fresh produce. So bagged fruit, bagged salads, basil, cilantro, raspberries, snow peas. And personally, I really think that I got it from raw red onions. So the people who got it in my family, it was my husband, my sister, and I, and then my 2 cousins got it, but we weren't really eating with them. During this time, we did have a family gathering and we thought, oh my gosh, maybe it was something that from like the potluck that we had, maybe someone brought it, but nobody else had it. So we were like, okay, I think these are from separate occasions. My cousins love Chipotle and Mexican food, and they ate Taco Bell. People were saying it could be Taco Bell, so we assumed it was for them through like cilantro or lettuce, things like that. For us, we weren't really eating bagged salads, and my sister and I are very, very particular about how we wash our veggies. We did have salad, but the thing is, my brother-in-law and my niece didn't get it. And we eat dinner pretty much most of the time together. We were trying to figure out what it could be, and the only thing that we can think of, even from that salad night, my niece ate it and my brother-in-law ate it. The only 2 things that those 2 don't eat that we do is raw red onions. And also during that time, we've been eating out a lot and grabbing Greek food. And we've been eating a lot of raw red onions. So we were like, oh my gosh, we really, really think in our guts that it's raw red onions, like all 3 of us. For me, it started with, like, I was exhausted. I had fatigue. I had loss of appetite for a very long time, actually. But like I said in the beginning, I was going through, I had just transferred my embryo. It was like 1 week from the embryo transfer that I was getting symptoms. And I just thought it was because, so I had a chemical pregnancy. I was pregnant, and then the implantation didn't fully finish off, which is why I miscarried. But besides the point, yeah, I mean, it was the cyclosporiasis time period was really rough on me because I was also very sick because of the cyclosporiasis, but I was also like dealing with the emotional and, you know, loss of all the time and money I've spent on trying to become pregnant, and I just felt like all of it went to waste because I only had one embryo and I lost that one embryo. So if you guys want to hear more about my frozen embryo transfer, I do have vlogs on what could have affected the frozen embryo transfer in my previous video, so feel free to check that out. I will just try to focus on cyclosporiasis in this video. I was feeling so nauseous, and I started to have I started to go to the bathroom more frequently, and my stool started becoming more loose, and then it got really bad, and it was really bad, like 30 to 40 times a day is how much I was going to the bathroom. My husband too. I think some people say it comes in waves. They feel like they're getting better and then it worsens, but for me it was just bad all throughout. So basically for me, the whole course, I think I just started feeling better last week. I think the whole course for me was like 3 to 3.5 weeks that I was sick. It's so interesting because you absolutely do not want to eat anything. I don't know if that's because like you have a loss of appetite, or if it's because you're just so scared to go to the bathroom that you're just like, I don't want to eat it. Or like the pain was crazy too, like the stomach pain. So I've never experienced stomach aches before, like ever. My stomach has like never been a problem for me, but it was the first time I've had this intense, like, stomach cramps are one thing due to menstrual cycles, but stomach aches due to food is something I've never dealt with ever before. And this was the first time I dealt with it, and I was like, this is miserable. It was so miserable and it hurt so bad to the point where I was like, I'd rather starve. I think there were 3 consecutive days where I just didn't eat anything. I drank water and liquid IV and nothing else. What sucks is that you can't really get rid of it. You just have to let it pass, and standard over-the-counter medications don't kill the parasite. So with this parasite, you need to basically get diagnosed that you do have cyclosporiasis, and there is medication you can take. It's an antibiotic called Bactrim. And you need to get prescribed this med to completely clear it from your system. If you don't kill off the parasite, it can live in you and come back. I don't know what like the incubation period or like how often it comes back is, but it can come back. So I wanted to make sure I never have the stomach bug again. So I took the 7-day course of antibiotics. I wanted to talk about 3 facts that you should know about Cyclospora, this parasite. Number 1, it's spread through contaminated food or water, usually when produce comes in contact with contaminated soil or irrigation water. So I think initially they were saying that it was from a farm in Mexico, and basically like poop water got on the lettuce or whatever they think is the cause of this outbreak currently. And I don't think they fully figured out what it is yet, and that's why I'm just avoiding everything. But I know that cyclosporiasis is something that comes every year, especially in the summertime. Number 2, it doesn't spread directly person to person. So it's not infectious immediately when passed. It needs like 1 to 2 weeks in warm, humid environmental conditions to mature into an infectious state. So it's not like I can touch someone and they'll get it, or if we share water, they'll get it. It needs to be through the food, or if the person comes in contact with like my feces and the parasite isn't there or something like that. Number 3, chemical washes and simple water rinses aren't always 100% effective. This parasite has a tough outer shell, and it lets the parasite cling tightly to the crannies of leafy greens or the fuzzy skins of berries. Even if you wash it with fruit and veggie wash, or I do baking soda or vinegar, like it's not guaranteed to kill it off. The only way you can do it is through the cooking processes, and heat is the only thing that will kill the parasite. So it was hard for me because I love my vegetables, and I was like, okay, so what's a way I can eat my veggies? I personally love salads. I think it's so refreshing. I love fruit in my salads. I love garnishes and all of that. But I was like, what's a way I can still enjoy my veggies, but still avoid this so I never get it again? I think I made some permanent shifts, and salad, I do think I will eventually get back into eating it, but I made some permanent shifts in my diet because I also don't want to deal with this again if I end up doing another frozen embryo transfer, or whenever I get pregnant, like I don't want to risk it again. Because now I have like this trauma and fear of like, I might lose my baby if I eat salads and all of that. So I did make some permanent shifts and I wanted to share it with you guys. Number one is I switched from raw into cooked or blanched greens. Instead of eating massive amounts of raw veggies a day, I will just 100% cook it or blanch it or roast it, bake it, whatever it is. I am gonna be using heat. So like wilted spinach, you can always add, like with pastas, you can always add a lot of veggies and it's amazing. You're getting in all your veggies without it having to be raw and you're risking yourself. Some like braised cabbage or stir-fried cabbage, stir-fried veggies, even tomatoes. I've started to just roast it in olive oil and garlic and just add that to like a Greek yogurt base, and I would dip it with pita bread, things like that. Like I would try to make it fresh and like cold type of veggies, because sometimes I don't always want cooked veggies. I want it to still be refreshing and good. I've also completely ditched pre-cut bagged mixes for whole produce. So pre-bagged salad mixes have like a higher surface area and are processed in batch facilities where contamination can spread across large pots. Like you just never know what the conditions of these facilities are. So I've always bought whole heads of lettuce or cabbage, but sometimes like if I'm lazy and I want to make a quick slaw, then I would buy bagged, thinly sliced cabbage. But like there's no way I'm ever doing that again. Scrubbing firm produce and thoroughly washing them is important. Friction helps. So like cucumbers, zucchini, melons, I use a dedicated produce brush. I don't want to physically like ruin completely the fruit or the vegetable that I'm working with, but instead of just running it underwater or like just dunking it in my baking soda water, after I do that, I will just scrub them. I will scrub the cucumber. These days I haven't bought cucumber. My dad actually has been giving me lettuce and cucumber and tomatoes and other produce that he grows in his backyard because I just don't trust getting it from the store anymore. I do eat a kiwi every day, so I will soak them in vinegar water, scrub the outside, and then keep it in the fridge. And since kiwi, I don't eat the outside, and I do think that the outside is more firm and not as like a strawberry or a blueberry or a raspberry, for example. That's something I still do eat, and I've been okay. So that's something, kiwi is something I will eat. I've been eating a lot of Korean melons too. I do think watermelon or other melons, the skin is very hard to penetrate, so I do think those are okay as long as you clean the outside very well. Everything will be cooked, no green onion garnish on top, no parsley garnish on top. If I'm gonna use parsley for the taste and also for the looks of the dish, I will cook it into the dish. Same with green onions, I won't put anything on top that's raw. Catching Cyclosporiasis was definitely a miserable experience, but it was a huge wake-up call about food safety and listening to your body. In a way, I know like a lot of bad things happen, but I'm grateful for it because now I can learn. And when I do become pregnant, I can be extra cautious. I don't understand how people can eat salads when they're pregnant because it's like so dangerous in so many ways, not just cyclosporiasis, but it's like everything. And now like even with eggs, I will wash the outside shell before I use it. But anyways, I'm so glad it has passed, and I'm glad that I've become better. And yeah, I'm glad this has passed. Have you ever dealt with a foodborne illness or some type of really stubborn food stomach bug? Or maybe even cyclosporiasis itself? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your stories and how you've changed, or maybe you're like, I don't want to change the way I eat and all of that. Whatever it is, feel free to leave any comments down below or questions that you may have. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching till the end.